Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for some music and entertainment news. And we start off with the music side of it as Soundgarden, the surviving members, reunited over the weekend for a charity benefit. They called themselves Nude Dragons, which they've done before without the late Chris Cornell. So it's drummer Matt Cameron, who plays in Pearl Jam now, guitarist Kim Thayil from Park Ridge, by the way, Chicago, and bassist Ben Shepherd. They were joined by Duff McKagan, the bass player of Guns N' Roses, and a singer named Shania Shepherd for a benefit called Smooch in Seattle, a 6-song set they did. It's been a while since they've done this before, but the original members of Soundgarden all together, minus obviously Chris Cornell. I have heard that they are working with Chris Cornell's widow to get some music out in 2025. They finally come to an agreement after a long battle that they want to release some music because they have Chris Cornell's vocals and they want to put in some music and finish the songs they were working on when he tragically passed away. And one of the greatest singers of all time in any format, whatever you call it, Chris Cornell was just amazing. And I would love to hear that. I get conflicted about when a band member has that happen or somebody passes away, you should never put the music out that they were working on because they didn't approve of it.
Right.
They're not there to sign off on it. I don't know how you feel about that, Kenzie, but like Prince has so much stuff and they are releasing some things of it, some of the family.
I don't think he would like, but we like it.
That's the thing, being selfish. Like, I want to hear everything like Jimi Hendrix and Eddie Van Halen ever did. There's tapes out there.
Yeah.
Let me hear the stuff. Even if they thought it sucked, maybe I think it's cool.
Yeah. It's just, I don't think, it's not awful. And, like, people love you and they're trying, I understand why, they're perfectionists and that's not what they want and da-da. But this is people who love you and they're just trying to reconnect with you again. I don't think they should feel, tarnished or anything like that.
I would hope not. I don't know how you feel about it, Case. You think you should let it lie or what?
No, I want to hear everything.
Yeah.
But I'm that way about bands that are alive, too. Whenever, like, The Cure's really good about this. When they reissue an album, they have demos and outtakes and live versions. I want to hear all that stuff, alive or dead.
Alive or dead?
I just like hearing stuff.
Yeah. Stuff's good.
I like hearing things. It's awesome.
Certainly do.
Yeah. I would really love to hear some of the Soundgarden stuff that Chris Cornell, some of the vocals, and hopefully that comes to fruition because I've heard about it. It was supposed to happen, and then it got nixed, and it happened again. And I think 2025 we're looking good. I thought the last thing I read and saw that it was about a real coming to the minds of Chris Cornell's widow, Vicky, and then the other guys in the band to make it work properly. So we'll keep an eye out for that music. We will keep you posted. Jamie Foxx, who nearly died in the last year having a stroke. It's a very mysterious thing how it happened. And
he had a brain bleed. I watched his special over the weekend. He had a brain bleed that led to a stroke.
Well, he can't get a break because he's out there celebrating his birthday in a restaurant in Beverly Hills. He's celebrating his 57th birthday, and someone threw a glass in his face and hit him in the mouth.
I really feel bad for him because not only did he just have a stroke, he lost his memory for over 20 days and didn't know who he was with and what was going on, and the nurse taking care of him. He also was unable to walk because he was so dizzy. So he had insane rehabilitation, and his face is even a little different still. And then he's finally recovered. He was talking about his relationship that he now has with God and how it changed him. And he gets a glass chucked in his face on his birthday. It's leave him alone.
While you're trying to eat the calamari. You're just sitting there eating calamari thinking this is going to be great.
Leave him alone. That's enough.
Also over the weekend, Billie Eilish got hit in the face on stage.
With a bracelet.
Is that what it was? Yeah, someone threw something in her face. I don't know why this trend started. Somebody threw a phone at somebody, I think a year ago. And let's throw things at people when they're not expecting it.
Well, that sounds funny when you put it like that.
The problem is that people are throwing things on stage to people, but I don't know if everyone's aim has just gotten a lot better because you people used to throw their bra and it would land,
I remember those days.
The floor.
Those were good days.
No one threw them at you. Relax.
Not at me, but I was in the crowd.
You watched other guys get bras thrown out. Amazing. I remember that.
I don't want a bra anyway. I just want to see the bra come off.
Yeah, there you go.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, there you go.
My man.
But people are now throwing, and what the bummer about it is most people are throwing things because they love them. They're like, I made you a bracelet, but it's right to the eye. It's unbelievable.
Wait, your argument is that their aim got better?
I don't know what happened. And don't aim for the person. Lately, you know what I mean? Go away from them so they can pick it up and see these things. Stop Stop going for their hands, which are by the microphone, which is by their face.
I think people are being a-holes. That's what I think. I think they're throwing it to hit them in the face.
No, not like, okay, Billie Eilish, you're going to pay that much money to get into her concert, make her a friendship bracelet, and then hope to hurt her? I don't think that's the case.
There's people unhinged out there. I think that's what's going on. Obviously, Jamie Foxx getting hit in the face with a glass while having dinner.
That was different.
I made this glass for you.
I think that's a completely different scenario than attending the concert. You know what I'm saying?
I heard you love drinks. Here you go.
Finally, actually, two more things coming up. Malcolm in the Middle is coming back. The show that everybody loved, at least as far as I know. Everybody around me loved this show to death.
I didn't.
You didn't love it, huh?
I've also never seen an episode of it.
I didn't love it.
The show was huge.
It was very big. I didn't enjoy it.
And it had 7 seasons. And the funny part of it is Bryan Cranston is in it as the dad who went on to do Breaking Bad, a completely different character.
Very different.
So whenever you see Bryan Cranston in Seinfeld or Malcolm in the Middle, you can't believe he's the guy from Breaking Bad anymore. He's just wild. And Frankie Muniz is in it as well. But they're coming together to do 6 episodes on Disney+. No word yet on an air date or other cast members coming back. But I think it'll be pretty fun to see a reboot on that. And then finally, Saturday Night Live. Chris Rock performed on Saturday Night Live. And I'd love to play the entire 8-minute monologue.
Do it.
Want to take a break?
Yeah. It's awesome.
I know. I'm not going to do that. But we'll play one moment. It was hilarious to see Chris Rock back in form and just on Saturday Night Live just riffing. But here was one of the fun jokes there on Saturday Night Live Saturday night.
Bad year for my people, the blacks. It's not been a good year. Kamala and Diddy and Jake Paul beating Mike Tyson. What the hell? Who is this Jake Paul? A 27-year-old punching a 60-year-old man in the face? Is this what the white man has reduced himself to? Stop it. Well, who's he going to fight next? Morgan Freeman?
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Well, the Blackhawks lost to the Devils on Saturday, 4-1. But yesterday, they won over the Islanders to get to 10 wins. 10 wins. And James checked in from Berwyn saying he was at that game. It was awesome and had a great time at the Madhouse. So, James in Berwyn, thank you for checking in. I have to think there's probably some other people from Berwyn at the game. Hope you enjoyed yourself at the Madhouse. We're 7 games away from the Winter Classic at Wrigley Field when they take on the Blues. First time of a Winter Classic at Wrigley Field in about 15 years. And the Smashing Pumpkins will perform as part of NHL Weekend. For that, cannot wait. Cubs made a huge trade from the Astros. Got Kyle Tucker, trade pretty significant for the Cubs when you look at what they've spent on free agency and what they're about to spend. So Kyle Tucker is kind of a rental for a year, one of the best hitters in baseball, comes in, and if he does well, they'll have to pay him. And that means they'll have to pay him probably the biggest contract in Cubs history. The biggest contract so far was Jason Hayward for an 8-year, $184 million deal.
Which worked out amazing.
Doesn't that sound like a bargain right now?
You're right.
But at the time, it was really expensive.
Didn't work out great. That was sarcasm, by the way.
It worked out wonderfully with Jason Hayward, the guy that gave the pep talk in the rain in the weight room in Cleveland that got the team to go back out and win the World Series in 2016. But if they keep Kyle Tucker, if he has a great year, it's going to be a plus $200 million contract. And this signals a shift in the Cubs thinking of we need to buy big free agents besides have a nice young farm system going out, which they kind of do right now. So this is a nice shift for a team that's worth $4.2 billion, the 4th most lucrative franchise in Major League Baseball, and they should spend that money. You might think the White Sox are not as lucrative. Well, they're still in the several billion-dollar range, and the White Sox made some big moves over the weekend, too. They did this. Sorry, Case.
I know. I'm used to it.
Oh, my God. Every time I wait. I'm like, the audio's
Kenzie,
lagging.
I do the same thing. I wait and I wait and I wait for the White Sox to do something. It never happens.
Never happens.
Sorry about that.
I saw a list this morning of statistically the 100 best players in baseball right now. A lot of Cubs players on that list. 0 White Sox players.
Not one?
Not one. 100 players.
Well, Crochet's not a White Sox anymore. Not a White Sock.
Nope. Name me another player on the White Sox right now, Brian. See what you can do.
Listen,
Can we name the owners count?
to be fair, as a Cubs fan, it's better when the White Sox are good.
Why?
It's better for the city. It's better for the rivalry. It's better for everything when the White Sox are good and the Cubs are
when
good.
a team's good in the city. I love that. Love it.
Yeah. I'm not saying that I want them to be better than the Cubs. I'm just saying I want the White Sox and Cubs to be good at the same time. And then I want a Cubs-White Sox World Series. That would, it'd be
Boy,
so
would
good.
that be like only we care though, huh?
The city?
Yeah.
No, because really there's Cubs fans all over the country and there is White Sox fans all over the country because of the merch.
Just because of the merch,
Yeah,
though.
just
They're
'cause of
not
the merch.
tuned in for the World Series.
There's Cubs fans all over the country. There's people that like White Sox hats all over the. All
That's
over
exactly
the
what I
country.
said. They would turn it on to watch their
They
hat.
would not.
Who wouldn't turn on to watch your hat play?
Hey
just
man, I got that hat.
matches.
That's awesome.
Listen, I would do that. If I had a White Sox hat and I lived in like Phoenix, I'd watch to see my hat on TV.
There you go.
It's not going to happen. Let's just calm down. It's going to be a while for that. In the meantime, we're pouring one out for the Bears playoff season. It's over. With the Commanders winning by 1 over the Saints, they've officially been eliminated from playoff contention on their day off. Yikes. Well, we all knew it was coming. 7 games in a row, you can't do that. You fire the coach. And then the new coach comes in, who I liked, at least as an interim coach. Boy, did he crap the bed with that 49ers game. One of the most embarrassing football games I've ever seen, actually. So tonight, hopefully this doesn't trump that game with the Vikings -7 over the Bears up there. So Monday Night Football, primetime, your Chicago Bears. And finally, we'll finish with this. Today, former Chicago Bear, the Fridge, William the Refrigerator Perry, turned 62 years old today. Congratulations, Fridge. Played for the Bears and the Eagles for 10 seasons in the NFL. Is his entire football career, though, overshadowed by the celebrity boxing match he did by the late, great Manute Bol. He fought Manute Bol in a celebrity boxing match. In case, I don't even know if you know that, or Kenzie, do you know that?
No.
This was a great show. Celebrity boxing on Fox. And on the first episode, so the Fridge fought Manute Bol. And Manute Bol, if you don't know who he is, was 7'6" and about the size of a paperclip. He was incredibly thin.
What's his name?
Manute Bol. I want you to
I
get a
thought
picture
you were
of that.
saying a minute bowl.
No.
And I'm like, I don't understand how we fought that.
Nope. He fought Manute Bol.
And who has a son named Bol.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
He's in the NBA.
Hey, he was in the NBA.
Oh, he's out already?
Yeah.
That's a shame. That's a shame. Manute Bol was bizarre. Tallest guy in the NBA. And the Fridge, not so tall, but very big. And the boxing match, the video of that is incredible if you watch it. But Manute Bol won because he used his reach to score better. He scored 30-27 in his favor, beating up the Fridge, which is unbelievable.
The anniversary of that's today?
No, his birthday's today. The show, the show was in March of
Okay, we
2002.
wish you a happy birthday.
Yeah, it's the Fridge a happy birthday for the loss to
I
Manute
see.
Bol. And of course, we're coming up on a 40-year anniversary of the Bears Super Bowl of the '85 Bears, which the Fridge was very big a part of. So there you go. Rest in
Happy
peace.
birthday.
Happy birthday and rest in peace, Manute Bol.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. That song coming out in 2017, not quite 2015. But the fact today that makes your brain, like thunder, go was about 2025 will be the anniversary, the 10-year anniversary of a bunch of pop culture moments that'll be a decade old, obviously. So we found out one of them being the dress that broke the internet. And we also found out that Kenzie was the woman in the dress.
Basically, I was in Puerto Rico wearing a black and blue striped dress when it all went down. I'll never forget where I was, and I was unaware of why everyone was like screaming, "The dress!" I'm like, okay.
Kenzie
From
threw up.
Target. Relax.
Kenzie threw up a video of her on Vine with wearing that dress. So 2015.
I'm like, whoa, settle down.
Hey, everybody thought it was either white or gold or black and blue. And of course, all of us are smart because it was black and blue. We all agreed to that.
Obviously.
Yes. Also, 10 years ago, things like the mannequin challenge and Pizza Rat dominated social media. Remember Pizza Rat?
I don't remember Pizza Rats.
It was a big rat in New York City dragging a slice of pizza up the steps to the subway.
It kicked ass. It was awesome.
Yeah, Pizza
I
Rat.
just looked it up. How funny.
How about that?
That's adorable.
It's when social media was just glorious and fun, right?
Now
Easier.
That is Ratatouille.
Yeah, very
You know
much
what I
so.
mean?
Yeah,
He's
Patton
just-
Oswalt not needed.
Absolutely.
Also, 2015 will be remembered for Left Shark, upstaging Katy Perry during the Super Bowl halftime show, where the Left Shark just did its own thing.
An icon.
Very iconic.
Freestyle.
Apple Watches, 2015. That's when they started. Came out, made their debut. Also, hoverboards. Are they gone? Hoverboards?
No, people love it. I feel like they're amping up.
Okay, see, that's Brian. We don't have kids of a certain age. That's why
Oh.
Kenzie, I think, has a son that is the perfect age for hoverboards.
Here's the deal. They now make them with LED lights and Bluetooth speakers. So
Oh
you
my
can play
God.
music and look like you're at a club. And these things hit like 50 miles an hour. I'm like, well, wear a helmet.
Has he ever taken a tumble on it?
No, which I don't know how it's possible. I don't understand what these kids are built with these days, where they just hop on and have like super ability to balance, but I can't get a foot up this thing.
Well, that's
And
why
I'm only 29, and I'm like, wow, on my back.
the hoverboards in 2015, my favorite part of it was the videos of people trying to get on them and falling and cracking their head open.
Like Mike Tyson.
Yes.
See, these kids, they jump on. It's like an action movie. They throw them and jump on them and fly away.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you don't need the instruction pamphlet?
Also, 2015 will be remembered 10 years from 2025. The selfie stick was prominent. It was the most popular year of the selfie stick, 2015. I still see them now and then.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of
I feel
funny.
like a lot of tourists have them.
Yeah.
It's a very tourist thing. They say the whole building in, you know?
Of course.
It's a very, I don't say bad look. I mean, I appreciate you want a great selfie, and they probably took some great pictures with them.
I have never used one, but there's got to be, I have questions.
Okay.
Because I'm like, how are you, I understand the angle. Does it take the picture?
Yes, there's a button on it that I believe there was more. Well, there was simpler
I
ones and
thought-
there was modern ones.
Because I was like, are they putting their phone on a timer and then having to put the whole thing out? How are you reaching the photo button?
No, I believe it does it. I believe some
Does
of
it
them do
take it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It
Yes, it
bothers
does.
me.
Yeah.
Like, is it everything on a timer?
Yep. Nope. So
Okay, I
that
see.
answers that question. What other questions you got about selfie stick?
That was the main one.
Finally, one more thing from 2015 that 2025 will be a 10-year anniversary of. The vernacular saying the phrase Netflix and chill.
Oh, classic.
That's a game changer.
Well, I guess it really was. Although, listen,
Not anymore. You can't share a password even.
well, you could still chill with. The point was getting someone back to their house to watch a movie, and then
I know,
yada
but
yada
now
yada.
it's not relaxing because you're spending all this money.
Listen, if you're getting laid, you relax pretty quick.
It's different for a girl.
Sorry.
Brian, what did they say before Netflix and chill? Tell us, wise one.
Wow, let's go back. I have to be that one.
Diddy's like, hey, this helps with your headaches.
Try that. It's exactly what we used to say. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and time for takeaways from today's show. Things that you found memorable, and sometimes you don't understand these. Well, they're on the podcast in case I'll have a podcast breakdown at the end of it here. But, Case, what's your first takeaway?
779 checked in with a takeaway and some advice for Brian. Their takeaway is Brian wants to wait until car-sized drones are flying over his house to shoot them down. Think about it, Brian.
I have thought about it, and I'm fine with my decision.
Even if they're flying over your house and then you shoot them down?
You know what? You don't know how fast I can reload that shotgun and then break apart the things that are falling
Okay.
into smaller parts and hit my neighbor's
No,
house.
you're right. That's my fault. I did not know that.
Yeah, that person that sent that in, too, doesn't understand. You know?
Just who you
I
are.
don't know why you'd pick one of the most difficult guns, like a shotgun, like the amount of times you have to reload to take down. They're like single barrel shotgun.
Two barrel.
Double barrel.
Double barrel.
Okay, you're gonna have to reload an excessive amount.
You don't know how fast I can shoot.
You cannot shoot it. There's not a chance in hell you're good at shooting.
I'm like Wyatt Earp. Okay. Anyway, Kenzie, what do you got?
Takeaway from Tim, Brian owns the sky.
Facts. And a takeaway from Panda finally at 7:08. And I want to say the last three words of this takeaway are in all caps. Takeaway. If the check is cleared, the meal is over. All right, Case, what's on the podcast?
Well, everything's cool right now. Everybody's calm. Everybody's having a good time. But this morning, Texas Roadhouse instigated the biggest fight in the history of Brian and Kenzie. If you missed that, it is on the podcast. I recommend everybody go back and give that a listen. Also, Brian is very, very concerned with all the drones flying around right now. Kenzie has a lot of unanswered questions on Darth Vader and more on the Brian and Kenzie podcast today.
All right.
What's his deal? You know?
You miss a moment on the podcast, you miss a lot. Go to Spotify, Apple, or the Q101 app. It's newly redesigned, and it looks amazing. So download it and listen to the Brian and Kenzie podcast.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.